one thing that people always ask me, my students always ask me, is how can I talk to foreigners in English? I don't know what to say. What should I say when I have the chance to talk to someone? So in this video, we're going to talk about how to begin a conversation starters. I'm going to give you the important idea about how to do it, and then I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Okay? So, let's just get started. The main idea, the basic tip for starting a conversation is don't try to, for example, remember some common things that you think foreigners like to talk about and then say those things to them. That's a terrible idea. Right? A foreigner is not an animal. They're not a robot. They're a person, just like you're a person, right? And so if you say, how about this weather today? That's a terrible idea. Now, you can say that sometimes in the right situation, but that's not the kind of tip I want to give you today. The main idea is this. Think about what you have in common with that person in that situation, and use that thing that you have in common to ask a question. And then from that question that you ask, you will be able to see if the other person would like to talk to you or not. So, in a situation, think about what's going on in this situation. Are we both on the train? Well, if we're both on the train, then there's something in common. Do I like this person's shoes? If I like this person's shoes, then we have something in common. They like them, I like them, so I could say something about their shoes. So focus on that. Try to think about something that you share with this person and go into that topic. And begin by making a comment or asking a question. Now, for the example of the shoes, I see a person on the train or on the bus, and maybe I don't even really want to talk to them, but I just like their shoes. So I might make a comment. Oh, I really like your shoes. Sometimes I say that to people, and they say, oh, thank you. Now, sometimes I just say that. I don't want to have a conversation. But if I wanted to, I would continue. What brand are they? Then they might answer. Now I can begin to see if they want to talk to me or not. If they don't want to talk to me, they will just answer my questions and then say nothing. Nike. Okay, this person doesn't want to talk to me. But if they say, oh, they're Nike, I bought them recently. Yeah, they're pretty unique, right? I'll say, yeah, I might try to pick up a pair. So this is perhaps the beginning of a conversation. Now, I think an easier way to begin a conversation with someone is to ask a question instead of make a comment. So let's look at a couple situations where we could ask questions in different situations. Okay? First, you are, this is a silly situation, you are at the veterinary clinic. The vet, we call it, is basically an animal doctor's office. Veterinary clinic. You're at the vet, okay? You're sitting down with your little dog because your dog has a cough, or I don't know what dogs have. I don't know. And another person beside you has a big, beautiful, colorful bird, right? And the bird is also has a cough. I don't know why all of these animals have a cough. Anyway, okay? You see this beautiful bird. You might make a comment about the bird. Well, it's a beautiful bird, and that could begin something. But think about the situation you're both in. I know this vet. I'm here. You know this vet. You're here. We both have animals, and we're both in a situation where we perhaps want our animals to be checked or want them to get better, right? So we have this in common. We share this. So what might I say to this person with this big, beautiful bird? Well, I could simply say, what kind of bird is that? And they might answer, oh, it's a parrot. Parrot is a big, colorful bird that can speak. And then I'll say, okay, what can it say? Because as you know, parrots can speak, right? What can it say means what kind of things can the parrot say? Now, maybe the person with the bird says, hey, Nigel. Maybe that's the parrot's name. And the parrot says, Nigel! And it repeats that. Maybe this person shows me what the parrot can say. Or maybe I don't need to ask, is this a parrot? Because I know it's a parrot, because it's obvious to me. I might just say, so what can your parrot say? Or if the parrot looks healthy, I might say, so what happened with your parrot? So what's the matter with your parrot? What's the matter with your parrot? Oh, my parrot has a has a cold. Oh, I see. My dog also has a cold. Really? And what's your dog's name? Oh, my dog's name is Steve Jobs. Oh, well, why did you name your dog Steve Jobs? I don't know. I like Steve Jobs. Okay, that's cool. What's your parrot's name? My parrot's name is Balu 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 Balu. Wow. What does that mean? Okay, now we begin talking, right? This is how we can begin conversations. Make a comment or ask a question based on the context, based on the situation. Another situation. You're at a hostel. Now, I like to go to hostels because sometimes I like to meet people. I think at a hotel, you can't meet anybody. Stay in your room by yourself, watching HBO. It's very lonely. I hate it. But I love hostels. I suggest, if you want to meet foreigners, stay at your local hostel. Find a hostel on hostelworld.com and stay at one. It's like a little vacation. Maybe you can meet someone. Maybe you can begin a conversation. So, we're at a hostel, okay? I see someone sitting at a hostel. I know they're staying here. I'm staying here. We have something in common. We're both staying here. I can guess this person is probably not from this city. If they were from this city, they probably wouldn't be staying here. Now, maybe they are, like you, but probably most people who stay at hostels are not local. So I know that, probably, and I know that they're staying here, which I also am. So I can use this as my way to begin the conversation. So what could I say? I might say, what brings you to Shanghai, for example? We're in Shanghai. What brings you to Shanghai? That means, why are you in Shanghai? What brings you to Shanghai? Or maybe I could say, so how long have you been in the city? How long have you been in the city? That means, how long have you been in Shanghai? So they might say, oh, I've been here about a week. Oh, that's nice. And then they'll say, if they want to talk to me, how about you? I've been here for 6 months. What? Well, I'm a local. I actually live here. I live in Shanghai. Then they'll say, maybe. Well, why are you staying at a hostel if you live here? Well, I don't know. I thought it would be interesting. And I'm bored living at my house every day. So I thought, I'm going to go stay at a hostel. All right, so you've begun a conversation. So every conversation can begin in this kind of way. Don't remember what things to say to people. Remember instead to figure out what you have in common, what you share with this person, and then ask a question or make a comment based on that. Now, you might say, okay, well, when do I say, nice to meet you? When do I say, my name? You can do it later. When you need to do that, you might say, oh, by the way, I'm Luke. By the way, I'm Luke. Oh, the other person will say, I'm da-da-da. Okay? So that's not a big deal. Actually, the most important part is the question. The question. All right. Anyway, if you have any questions for me, you can ask me on WeChat, or I would recommend that you go to the group on cloudenglish.net and check out the questions there and ask a question yourself. You can go to the group and ask your question, and I will answer it there, probably. All right. Anyway, I'll see you next time.